What's up, collectors? Pennywise is back, and I'm excited to finally be back to my grind again. I'm sorry, people. Something came up, or I had to kind of get away from the channel for a week or so, but I'm back with a vengeance. And of course, I'm super happy to have this guy right here as my first review back. I've been looking forward to this figure. I'm a huge It fan. I remember as a kid seeing the original one, and that scared the crap out of me as a kid. Watching the newer one was, to me, was a lot better because just the visuals were better, and the way the actor played this character was freaking perfect, man. There's stuff with the eyes that he does, oh my god. But this guy's, I've seen a few reviews so far. Some people posted things, and I'm loving what I saw so far. So I'm super happy to have this guy in hand, to mess around with him, and to get my fingers on him. I wish Hot Toys, I doubt it, but I wish they would give us a version from the original It, because that would be awesome to have both of them displayed together. But I can only wish, man. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I'm super happy to have this guy here, like I said before. So anyways, let's get this review started. Dale. This is the beautiful package that the figure comes in, and I love it, man. The nice slip cover it has where the balloon is kind of covering his face, and you can still see his face through the balloon. Definitely have to get one of those pulls up and running. So as you see, typical Hot Toys box. I'll flip it sideways so you can see nice picture of Pennywise right there, all the blood. Love it, love it. All the information right here. Oops, sorry, hit the camera. I'm so excited. All the information here in the back. Another picture of Pennywise. So as you take the box up, you can actually remove the slip cover. And when you remove the slip cover, this is basically what the cover is. It's the balloon with the blood effects all over it. And then once you remove that slip cover, you actually get a better picture of Mr. Pennywise right there. All right, guys. I'm happy to get him out the box. So let's get that done. Quickly, before we get the figure out the box, I want to go ahead and show one part I did forget to show was actually has. You can open up the front of the box right here, and you get to see the picture. You get this cool thing right here. Love that. Then you get to see the figure right there. Mr. Pennywise. Come to me, Papa. Come to me. All right, now let's get the figure out the box. So once you get the figure out the box, this is what you're greeted with. So let's get this beautiful box out the way first. And let's go ahead and just quick overview of the stuff that comes within the box. So you get this first tray up here, where you get the dismembered hand, Georgie's boat. You get the different hands, swap out hands for Pennywise here. And if you flip it upside down, you can take a quick look. Like, I'll go into more detail once I get all these accessories out. Just want to show you guys how everything comes packaged in, just in case you ever got to resell the figure. Hopefully you don't, because this is an awesome piece. But if you got to ever put the figure back in box, you can see where everything goes. So that comes with the hands right there on the top tray. And then on this tray right here, you get Mr. Pennywise with the figure, the little jack-in-the-box, the pegs, the skateboard, and then you have the balloon back there, the creepy jack-in-the-box doll, and the two head sculpts. So once you move that out the way, underneath him, you have the base, which is a nice base. I'm so happy they changed his base. Because the other base, I'm not gonna lie, like the original promo pictures, that base was a little snug, a little small for him. It was like he could barely fit on there. So I'm happy they swapped it out with this. And one thing I noticed is actually, yeah, the instructions are in the other clamshell. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this out the box, get everything spread out so we can take a quick look, a detailed look at everything he comes with. There is Pennywise laid out with all the accessories that come within the package. And I gotta say, he came with a lot more things that I thought he would have came with. I mean, unfortunately, I probably might not use all these things in my final display, but I always say the more accessories, the better. So as always, let's go ahead and take a look at Pennywise first. Now, I gotta say, man, I know these Hot Toys normally smell good, but for some reason, this guy smelled extra good this time. I got out the package and he just smelled them up and down. Anyway, so let's go ahead and take a look at the face sculpt. And as you can see, they knocked out the portion where he has the eyes kind of going different directions. You can see right there. As you can see, if you're looking straight, they are kind of going in a different direction. And that's the thing I said. I love the fact that this actor was able to pull that off without special effects. That's like a natural skill he has. So you can see there, like you see the details in the forehead. You can go ahead and see like the details in the hair. Now the hair in person does look better from the promo pictures they released, like the newer pictures before they released the figure. It does look better in person. So as you can see here, so we have Pennywise there. And you can see this feels good. I know Desi has a video of how to ripple this a little bit better to make it look more like the actual character. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that after, after I'm done my review and everything. I'm gonna ruffle up my own. All right, so we got this is all soft goods. You gotta be careful with these because these could come off. And then I didn't know he had these little beads on him. That's another thing that's cool about this. The little beads that I didn't know that he had on there until I had him in person. And the tailoring is just freaking awesome in this guy. I was thinking when he was gonna come in, he was gonna be a little bit whiter, but he is more of the grayish color, as you can see compared to his face. I thought the outfit was gonna be, because the pictures made it look like it was a little bit more whiter. So I'm happy that's not as clean. So we go ahead and take a look at the tailoring all the way around. Let's look at the back of him. As you can see there, I like the little colorful stripes going across his belt and across the beads and up here. You get the pants down here. And this actually, it feels real good. So the same thing here. You have the boots down here. You can see the detail in the boots, the weathering. Same thing, you gotta be careful with that because you mess around with that, I think it's just held on by glue. So it could pop off, so you gotta be careful with that. And no treads. He's a clown, so he doesn't really need the treads. All right, so let's go ahead and look at articulation. So we can go ahead and move the head this way, and you can actually do the exorcist, go all the way around. He can look up about that much. He is a little bit hindered with the little ruffling back here in the back of his neck. You can look down this much. And then let's go ahead and take a look. The arms can go. I don't know if he's hindered because of the clothes. Yeah. It's a little bit hindered because of the clothes right here under the armpit. But he could go about that high. So do a T pose. The hands, let's see. You do get double jointed elbows, as you can see there. So that's very good. You do get swivel at the, is it bicep or is it the arm? Yeah, I feel like it's bicep, yeah. So you do get swivel at the bicep. So you can have him doing that. And this one does pose the same thing too. All right, so that's good. You get good articulation, good range of movement in his arms. The hands, let's see how far. Now, you got to be careful with the clothing here, but as you can see here, it is being pulled a little bit. So you could possibly rip the clothing. Just be careful when you mess around with that. So just keep the hands up. All right, so let's see if he has any torso articulation. He can somewhat move. So if you want to move him, don't hold this part here because this is going to hinder you from moving him. So just hold him below the shirt part. And he could move, once again, because of clothing. You can hear the clothes moving. All right, and then let's go ahead for, he does, not too much. You can move back about that much. Let's move these hands back a little so you can kind of see that better. And then not much, oh yeah, he has more of an ab crunch than he can going backwards. So he could go a pretty good, decent amount forward. And then when you hold him up, let's see with the legs, not limited as much because of the MC Hammer type pants. So he does somewhat, oh yeah, he could. There's a little bit of a ratchet joint down there in the bottom. So he could do somewhat of a split, as you can see. Let's move the legs forward. You can go, let's see, you can do the Hogan boot. Yep, you could probably do the Hogan boot. There we go. So let's go far up that much. You do get ratcheted, double bended knees. So you can do the Jorge Masvidal flying knee. And let's look at the other leg. Now it's pretty smooth. Like the way the articulation moves, I mean, it's not stiff and it's not loose. It's just like I don't know, almost like butter, man. It's like smooth. And the way this moves, like you can feel the ratchets in there, but they do hold the pose right there. They do, you know, it doesn't feel loose or tight, but he moves pretty freely. You can put the legs back this far up. Get the little beads there again, and then let's go down to the feet. So the feet can twist, and let's see if you can move. Let's see how far you can move. The feet can't go down that much, and not too much articulation at the feet. But there you go. And is there a pivot? Yep, there's pivot at the feet, so that's good for articulation, for posing. All right, so we got to take a look at the character there. Looks very good. Feels good, articulates good. Let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories now. So as you can see, this is the second head sculpt. And this one more likely is the one I'm going to put inside the base. It's kind of like the scene where he grabs Georgie's arms and bites it off. All right, there we go. You got the hair sculpt too. Looks very good. You have the details in the forehead. Very good. The teeth, I mean, they look all right. I think the teeth could have been a little bit better. That's the only flaw I see so far. Minor gripe, not serious. Like I said, more likely I'm going to use this head sculpt, but it's a good option to have this. I'm going to have it in the base. That's awesome. Then let's look at the Jack-in-Box. So you have the clown. Let me just see if I can bring my lighting just a little bit. That's fine. Now this, let's see if this is articulated. This is not articulated. It's just a static piece. And then we actually have the Jack-in-Box, the box right here. And this does move, so that's pretty cool. This is articulated. You have the logo there. Another logo, a picture of it there, Pennywise. You have the stars on the top. And basically, you would just get your finger down there. I'm sorry, I gotta cut my nails, guys. Like I said, it's been a rough week. So don't mind my nails. I'm going to be cutting those afterwards. I was supposed to cut it before my review, but don't worry about it. You open that, and then you can basically plug it in right there. And that's how the Jack-in-Box looks when you have it inside the box. Very cool, very cool. All right, so then you get the dismembered hand, and I love the attention to detail on this. Look how the scratches look. That looks real, man. The parts right there still look wet. This is beautiful. See, I mean, I wish Hot Toys would do more horror figures like this, because this would be cool. Imagine if they did like a pumpkin head or something like that. I would love for them to do a Sam. That would be freaking awesome. With the soft goods that Hot Toys can accomplish, the tailoring, a Sam would be awesome to have. Look at that. Looks like raw meat. All right, and then you get the SS Georgie. The piece that caused his demise. That's nice right there. And then we're going to go ahead and get the skateboard. And the skateboard is very, as you can see, the blood looks wet. So that's, as you can see, like when you look at the skateboard, like the other portions look dry, like right here, the green, the yellow and white. When you get to the blood portion, you can see the blood reflecting off of that. So that looks still looks wet, and that looks beautiful. And you get the top portion, which is a little, has like a groove on here. The wheels do rotate, they do move. That's good too. You get the little words right there. As you can see, so it does roll too. I know Denobi likes the rolling stuff, so there you go, Denobi. Then you have the balloon. This is very light, hollow. The instructions do mention that if you're gonna have him with the balloon, do not have him holding the balloon at a lower portion, because the weight of the balloon is gonna snap the stick. They recommend, I remember correctly, it did say something about, let's look at the instructions real quick. 5 centimeters. It says from 5 centimeters from the bottom balloon is where you should have him holding it, so it won't cause too much tension on the portion right here and make it rip and break. All right, so we get the hands. Let's look at the hands real quick. You get the two action hands. You get the nice detail on the back of the gloves. Then we get two other hands. This is the open hand. This is the hand that you would use for holding the balloon. As you can see, you have that little slot there. And that's where the string portion of the balloon slides into. So this is the dedicated hand for that. And then you have the pointing hand. You can see some of the details on there. And then we get two closed fist hands, or as I always say, the dapping hands. Don't think I'm gonna be using these much. Then we have the two werewolf hands. Same thing. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be using these much because there's only really one scene where you kind of had that, and I don't know. Maybe I'll do it, but not for my final display pose. I just want to see the detail here, so you can see some of the weathering on there and how the piece rips up. So you can see the good attention to detail on there. Good paint application. All right, and then what else we have left here? Let's go ahead and look at the base. Now this, I didn't know this was going to be like this. As you can see the base, it's actually articulated the grass. Like you can see different layers of the grass. That is awesome. Wasn't expecting that. I thought it was maybe a sticker or like a flat surface, but it's not. So that's cool. Get the little glossy right here, and then you get the bottom part. Oh, I take this part off. Actually, now it stays there to protect the head. And this is where you get to see the blood trail. You get the It there. It chapter 2. And oh look, I just noticed that. So that is nice. This is more of the water effect. So it is see-through. It does look like water. That's good. I'm so happy they changed his base. And then of course you get the dynamic pole for the stand. If you want to do a dynamic pose for him. And then you have the clamp to kind of hold him up there. All right, and that's pretty much everything that comes in the box. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy's some of the accessories on him, go over that real quick, and then we'll do a quick size comparison. Now that we have Pennywise standing there ready for a size comparison, I'm gonna go ahead and bring in two figures from different lines. First, let's of course bring in the Hot Toys. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring in the Hot Toys Captain Rex. And there we have Captain Rex along with Pennywise. Now, let me go ahead and bring in 3-0 Saitama, One Punch Man. As you can see there, we have Saitama there, staying next to Pennywise. And last but not least, let's bring in the Hot Toys Yoda. And there you can get an idea of how tall Pennywise is compared to Yoda. Scary you are, yes. And there we go. So this is a good size comparison. And as you can see, Pennywise does stand taller than most of the Hot Toys, which is normal because he is that size in the movie. So I love the size comparisons. I love the fact that they made him a little bit taller. Definitely screen accurate. All right, let's go ahead and do the final poses and final thoughts. And there we have Pennywise jumping out the Jack-in-Box, ready to tear somebody apart, take some souls, take some blood, and just leave bodies all over the place. I'm telling you people, this figure is freaking awesome. I do not regret buying this figure. Messing around with them, I had no issues whatsoever. There was one minor issue, and it's nothing to gripe about. But basically, on both hands, when I try to swap out the hands, the pegs came out with the hands on both arms. So that was a little pain in the butt. You know, you had to use the old, take your teeth and pull on that peg from the other side of the hand to remove it. And then you put it in the arm, and you're all set, good to go. That was the only issue I had with this guy. And I gotta say, I think this may be the first. Well, actually, yeah, the first Hot Toys figure that I purchased or have in my collection where I don't have many issues with, and I'm very grateful for that because this guy was pushed back for a long time. I was worried he wasn't gonna come out this year. He should have came out last year for Halloween. That would have been the perfect time during the Halloween season. But better late than never, as they say. This figure is just, I don't know, man. I'm loving it so much. Like, I know this is gonna be rare for us to get this either reissued or like something like this made again. But like I said before, I would love for them to make one from the original movie. Having that one standing next to this one would be an awesome display, along with some other few horror characters to throw in there. But I don't know why Hot Toys doesn't do these characters more often, because this guy came out amazing, man. I'm telling you. Like, Hot Toys, wake up. Give us more. I want more. But this guy, the base is awesome. I like the water effects on the base. The fact that you can put the little SS Georgie floating around the water portion on the base is awesome too. Every accessory came with them is painted very detailed and looks realistic, especially with the blood portions. The tailoring on this guy is awesome. Nothing really feels, like I said, nothing feels loose or about to come off. Articulation is like butter. He stands there, as you can see. I'm having him stand there with no display, with no stand, so he can stand on his own fine, no problem. So that's also a big plus for me because I don't want to have that big rod sticking out behind him, trying to hold him in on the stand, on the base. It's like, this is perfect for me because I'm gonna have him good balancing right there, and he'd be standing there no problem. And like I said, the only gripes I had so far, well, the only one gripe I had so far was basically this: is when I replaced the hands the first time, the pegs came out with the hands, but when I swapped them out this time, the pegs did not come out. So maybe they just weren't seated right when they first put the figure into packaging. So that could have been a thing. So if that's the case, I have nothing negative to say about this guy. If you're on the fence about this guy, please, I'm telling you, I don't really encourage people to buy figures. You buy what you like. But this guy, I definitely encourage, man, because he just feels so freaking, he's almost perfect. Nothing's perfect, but this guy is almost perfect, at least to me. Other people could think differently. I know I gotta fucks around with the collar portion to make it a little more fluffier. Like I said, I'm gonna do that later on. I just wanted to make sure I get the review out there since I've been away for a while. I wanted to get this out to everybody out there. For people who are maybe on the fence, hopefully, this can give you a little more idea of what you're gonna expect from this figure. But as always, people, please, I hope you enjoyed the review. I hope you are having a good one. I hope you keep collecting. And as always, stay safe. Dale. There is Pennywise with all of the accessories that come within